Okay, thank you. So if anybody doesn't want to be a part of the recording, you can hang up now. So we'll just kind of go around and maybe have everybody introduce themselves. I'll kind of call on you and you can say your name and your chapter, and then we'll kind of get started with the agenda. So Antonia, do you want to start us off?
Sure. Welcome, everybody. I'm Antonia Papadopoulos, District Treasurer for District 5. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you. And we'll go to Christothea. Oh, you're muted. Oop.
No?
There we go.
Okay. I'm Chris Pandaziz from Kronos 188, Clifton. I'm the president of the chapter. Nice to see everybody.
Thank you. Christine.
Hi, I'm Christine Onken. I'm co-treasurer with Bonnie Stylianos from Nikki Chapter 230,
Thank
Cherry
you.
Hills.
Yes. Kelly.
Hi, I'm Kelly Papachristos. I'm District Secretary for District 5.
Thank you. And Maria.
Maria Connery, Allis 195, Ocean Township. I'm the treasurer.
Thank you. Vivica.
Hi, I'm Vivica Sulich from Tethys 229, and I am currently the president.
Thank you. And Karen, if you want to start us off and you can share who's with you.
Sure. Karen Marosis, chapter president of Aphrodite. And with me is Regina Doros, our treasurer, and Stacia Marosis, PDG chapter member.
Thank you. Dorothea.
Hi, I'm Grand Governor Dorothea Williams, Grand Governor Zone 2, and I'm Grand Lodge Liaison to your district as well as 210 and 11.
Thank you, Dorothea.
You're welcome.
Bonnie.
I'm Bonnie Stylianos. I'm treasurer of the Nike Chapter 230 in Cherry Hill.
Thank you. And Nikki.
Hello, my name is Nikki Papadopoulos. I'm chapter treasurer of Altice Chapter 163.
Thank you. Debbie. Oh, you're muted.
Okay, I'm Debbie Donnelly. I'm president of Agape 336 in Wyckoff.
Thanks, Debbie. Alice said she would be joining, but I haven't seen
She's
her
having
pop
trouble
in.
with her computer.
Okay, she said she would call in from her phone, but
No, she's home, and for some reason her computer's on one of these cycling things.
oh boy, oh yeah, probably a Windows update. So we are recording this, so hopefully I'll be able to post this for her to watch later, or you can ask any questions on her behalf. And lastly, Gina, if you'd like to say where you're
yes,
from.
I'm Gina Promagilis from Kronos Chapter 188 in Clifton. I'm the treasurer of the chapter.
Okay, thank you. All right, so welcome everyone. I'm glad everyone could attend on this beautifully warm spring day as we wait for the winter weather to come. We just kind of wanted to get the treasurers together, give you an opportunity to ask questions, make sure you're aware of the obligations. I believe, Alice, you've already submitted your district obligations, so
yeah.
Thank you.
Kronos.
And who else? Kronos?
Kronos.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Kronos. So you have until the end of March, so you've got another month to go. I can share my screen and share the forms. We could just kind of, hopefully you've already seen them, printed them. They were all included in the binders that I handed to the presidents Except for Karen, who I still have her binder, but she did get the forms emailed to her, so let me share my screen. Okay, hopefully you can see this is the national obligation form. Kind of annoying, I can't see what I'm sharing, but
It's
so these
based on, it's based on the number of members that you have. And the mandatory obligations would be the Daughters of Penelope Scholarship and the DOP Foundation, minimum of $40. Mandatory project obligations. Limitless Foundation. They make limbs for people that don't have, and the Peloponnesian Daycare Center in Athens, Greece, that helps children in need. The voluntary project obligations is the Daughter of Penelope Foundation, the Domestic Family Violence Center in Penelope Place, Brockton, Massachusetts, and the Shujang Syndrome Foundation. Those are the national ones, and we recommend that you make it payable to headquarters, the Daughters of Penelope. And it has to be there by December 31st so that you get the credit. So you get your pro rata back, the $2 to help your.
Well, you want to have it mailed in by March 31st.
First, yes.
Right. And then just to kind of share with you, hopefully you can see our stats. These were the stats for the end of 2021. So this determines the size of your chapter for the year going forward. And I shared this with the presidents, I believe.
And that shows if you're a small chapter or a large chapter.
And also the national. So we have no chapter larger than 100. And then, so for example, Cherry Hill with 95 members is very close, but would be $65. And then I actually think the remaining chapters would be in that next 15 to 49 member. Oh no, Aphrodite is 15. So you are, oh, nope, you're 45. Okay. I
I'm
take
leaving
that
the
back.
chapter, so we're only at 14.
Oh.
Funny.
Okay. So I thought you were gonna have some initiations for me, Karen.
We are, it's, forget it. It's just.
That's
we didn't
okay.
have one last night. We didn't have it. March, we should have 2. Hopefully 2. Definitely 1, possibly 2.
Good. We'll keep our fingers crossed for you. So this would be the national obligations. Are there any questions about the national obligations? Nope. Okay. So moving on. I'm gonna put, well, can I? There we go. Try to find my district form. So this is the form that we have for our district that's available on the website. The one that was emailed to you and that was in your binder has the address of where it should be sent to.
My address.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's only available on request.
Yeah.
So we have our less than 25 assessment, more than 25. And as we say, it's determined by the 31st. We have a mandatory 2-year project, which is the Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation. And what we do is we actually collect the money for the 2 years. This is the first year. And then the check will be sent next year when once we receive the district obligations. And then this is always kind of confusing. The Cancer Foundation is for the prior fall's gala. So you want to get your check in by
I see.
November. So it's a little misleading as to the cutoff for the gala. If you sent in the check now, it'll go towards the fall gala, which you would still be, as long as you're paying it and we find out that you paid it now rather than prior to November, you're good. But that can be a little confusing.
They like to have it closer to the gala event so that it all falls into place.
Mhm.
So if you can remember, like that's one of the first checks we cut.
Mm-hmm. So really, this is the check that you sent in 2021 versus 2022. And if there are questions, just kind of speak up because I can't really see if there's hands raised. I apologize.
Dina, we have a
Dina,
question.
Dina, it's
Yes.
this
I
is
have
a question.
Dina Dora. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
okay,
sorry.
Regina. Can you go first? I think I heard Karen first.
No, I was
Oh.
trying to get you to get to
Okay.
Regina.
Yes, thank you.
I'm not sure if I heard you correctly, Dina. Is the address that needs to be sent to not on the form that Karen has that she's provided for you?
Karen should have the address on the form.
Which one did I get?
It's green.
It's 388 Green Lane,
Yeah.
Ewing, New Jersey.
Do you have the form in front of you with the address or?
I'm gonna look.
In the book, I'm gonna look.
If
Okay,
it's
yeah.
in the packet you sent me, then she should have it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should be in the one I emailed to you.
So if we did send a separate, if we did want to pay the Cancer Foundation check, we would actually be writing 2 checks? Or we would just write 1 check for the total?
You would write two
Two.
checks, one to the district and one to the Cancer Foundation.
Okay.
Do I think the
And what you're saying now, Dina, about the Cancer Foundation, they don't want those checks right now. They want them later in the year.
Mm-hmm. But if you sent one for the last November, then you're fine. Just let us know that that was the check that you sent and the date was from November 2021
Yes.
or October.
Okay. We could just fill that information in here on this section that we did that.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't have the address where this information should be going. What was it again?
388
388
Green Lane,
Green Lane.
Ewing,
Okay.
New Jersey,
Mhm.
08638.
Okay, and to the District 5. Okay, thank you
Yes.
very much. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Joanne, you had a question?
Yeah, I'm still a little confused because we sent 2 checks and I'm trying to figure out, I thought Vivica's on. Are you on, Viv?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so we paid a certain amount of money to the Cancer Foundation and then we decided to raise it. So we went retroactively and sent another check to raise it. So this actually check down here represents 2022, correct?
No, it's 2021.
No,
Yeah.
Joanne,
It would be, you could include both check numbers.
yeah, Joanne, we sent one before the gala, and
Yeah,
then we voted to send another one. I guess that was the December meeting.
yeah.
So yes, so as Antonia said, just write the 2 check numbers on that form.
So
With-
I will not have to send another one next November?
No, we just have to send another one.
In
I
November.
have to send another one,
November. Yes,
That's for the next year.
correct,
2022.
Mhm.
correct. So even though we sent 2, it's for the 2021.
All right, so I'll just write the check numbers. I just want to make sure I get this straight.
Mhm.
Because we had an extra one thrown in there from. Okay, I think I got it. If I don't, I'm sure I can just ask again.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, we can take offline questions too. So, right. So this is, like I said, it's a little confusing, but hopefully you've paid your Cancer Foundation obligation. And then we'll be sending the remaining obligations by the end of March. Any other questions regarding the district obligations?
No.
Okay, thank you. I did notice there's a few new faces that joined us. I see Irene Petru from Alexander 250, who is the treasurer, and Alice Iliades from Agape 336, who is also the treasurer of her chapter. Thank you for joining us. So we covered national obligations, district obligations, the membership numbers. And then I had a question that was brought to my attention through the email regarding what chapters are doing for like an online payment, something like a Venmo, Zelle, PayPal. And actually our Grand Governor, Dorothea, our liaison, had done a little bit of research with her other districts and came up with, or was provided with a nice little list of what another district is doing. So I'll just bring that over here. And this is what the chapters have been using down in Florida. They use Zelle. Definitely one of the drawbacks of Zelle is that the bank has to participate with Zelle. So that may not be an option for all the chapters. Then Venmo is something that some of the chapters are using. One of the problems is Venmo is not for an organization. It's not, it wouldn't be tied to your bank account. It would be
Personal.
it would be with the right, it's personal. There are no receipts that get issued. And then you would actually have to then transfer the money to your account, which could work. So that is Venmo. A lot of people don't like Venmo because it is, it can be kind of confusing for people. You don't know that it's definitely going to the organization or the person. Like all you do is enter either a phone number or an email and have to look for the person's name. So it's certainly something you can use. I think if the person doesn't want to write a check, they probably don't care if they use Venmo and they know that they, they can confirm it got to you, then that might be okay with them. And then the last one that they told us about was Square. And I actually don't have any experience with Square. But
I do.
Oh, good. And in fact, that's what I want to do. I want to open it up and hear from some of the treasurers. Maria, you want to
We opened up a Square account and used it when we did our Jingo night, and it worked out pretty good, because we were a new time subscriber. The first $1,000 that we made was free, but after that, they charge you a percentage. It was just very small percentage, like for $25, it was like $1. So if you're willing to lose a little money, it's a beneficial thing. It goes directly to you assign it to your checking account. So you get an email and they deposit it within a couple days, which is the same with Venmo. Venmo takes a couple days to get into your bank account. And the only drawback that I've just recently found out is if you don't use it in like 6 months, then they'll charge you.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, so even if you do like one transaction a month or something like that, just something to keep it active. And again, like, so it's beneficial if like, so we did a gift auction and people had credit cards, so they used this as with credit card. And I liked it a lot. We did have to us because we made money that people wouldn't have normally had cash, and you don't trust people with checks. Sometimes checks bounce. So it was it was a good experience, and I don't have anything bad to say about it.
That's good. What about if somebody wanted a receipt? Is there an option or?
So I did the whole thing on my iPad. So you can email a receipt if you had time and you took down their email, they could get an email receipt. 99% of the people, actually all of them, didn't want a receipt. And so it worked out, but you can get an email and have it emailed.
Okay, that's
May
good
I
to
ask,
know.
do you have to pay a fee to sign up?
No. You mean
And
like
how-
buying it?
What email what credentials do you have to give them to sign into this type of account?
So when you do it, you have to give them your bank account, your checking account number. You set up like an account number. One of my church members had done it for the Greek festival that we have. And so she helped sign me up. But basically you just sign up an account. I actually created a Doors of Penelope email account. So all the emails, you would also get an email every time a transaction was occurring. So you can have a way of doing that. But also there was a program that you can download everything. So you can have an accurate account of who gave what, with the people's name, what it was for. It's mainly for like merchant people. So like, if you're selling shirts or stuff like that, you can really get into it. But, we just were selling tickets. So it was very easy.
Isn't the one that you slide through your phone a lot cheaper?
Yeah, they give you a little card reader and it's for credit cards. So
But it's not $1. I think it's less. No?
What do you mean?
Did you imply that when somebody paid that way, it was an extra $1?
No. So yes, they charge you a percent. I'm not sure the exact, I'm not sure if somebody just spoke.
Great.
It was like $1 and a few cents for like a $25 charge. So we were making like $23.90 something for a $25 charge.
I think it's 3%.
I'm not 100% sure.
I thought it was way less, but it is a fantastic aid. I will say, I thought about getting one for us when we're selling something at church. It looks like a great idea.
It's a great idea, but you have to be able to use it over and over again. Like I said, if you stay inactive, then they start to charge you. So then I guess you can just, stop it altogether.
We use it for our Euro sales. We've had 3 Euro sales this past year and we used it and it worked out really well.
Yeah.
So I have a question about Zelle. I don't know how many of you have used it. I actually have a Zelle account that my daughter set up with me. I don't know how we did it, but it's tied into my cell phone and my personal checking account. Is there any other way to set up a Zelle account except with your cell phone? Can you do it with an email?
I don't think an email, I think you have to ask your bank if you can do it from the bank site, probably from your computer.
No,
It's
but
not an
if,
email.
for example,
Yes,
we
you
have,
can use your email.
Yeah, you can use an email.
you can set it up with an
You just have
email.
to set up a separate email and make sure that that's the only one you use.
Right.
And it's tied to the bank account.
So if we set up a specific email and have it tied in with our daughter's bank account, it'll go there then instead of to me.
Yeah, I
Right?
think so. That's how it works
Because-
with any other kind of
Yes,
account.
that's how it should work. Yes.
Yeah, because mine is set up with my cell phone number and I don't want my cell phone number being used for the money that we're fundraising to go to my own personal account. That doesn't work.
No, we could just create a Gmail account and give it a name that, is going to be tied to that bank account.
Because that might work then. Because there are a few people that the younger generation does not have checks anymore and they would like to participate in our fundraisers, but they have no quote money unless they can electronically give it to us.
Right.
Yeah, that was the problem with Venmo, because I had contacted, because I wanted to do Venmo initially,
Right.
and no way to set up an account without a personal email, and it always defaulted back to mine, and I didn't want to ever have an associated where it goes with my name. For tax
Exactly.
purposes, for like, I don't want to be called like I'm embezzling money, like I
No.
wanted. So I that's why we'd not do Venmo, because there was no way to separate a person from the organization.
Right. So has anyone of all of you done Zelle for the daughters?
No, but if my bank
No.
has it, I would just use it.
No, I don't believe we'll be able to do this because our bank doesn't offer any of these.
So it depends on the bank that you are banking with.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
But Zelle Zelle has the advantage, I should say, that there are no fees associated with it.
Exactly.
So as long as, I think Bank of America and PNC Bank, so a lot of the bigger banks do offer Zelle. So that is really something to discuss with your bank.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were in the process of setting up here in Tor Hill a Zelle account, and we have TD banking, so but we haven't completed all of our information yet.
Oh, I was
Okay.
just informed that our bank account will be able to use Zelle.
I just saw the note from your sister. Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up as soon as we're done.
So, I mean, this is my Zelle account and I have it linked to my phone number and my email address. So, I mean, nothing to do with the daughters, but you can link it to emails and phone numbers. I don't know if you have to do a phone number. That's something that the bank could probably answer.
I think you can do either with the phone number or the email.
It looks like you can do an email. So
Yeah.
that's good to know. And definitely, I'm glad even Santander offers it. Irene, what bank your chapter uses PNC?
No, we use Lakeland.
Oh, okay. All right. They offer Zelle?
I don't, you know what? We don't have an email for our chapter. So that's going to be something that I'm going to have to look into and establish, because right now I'm using my personal Venmo to get payments. And, when the people send me the payments, I'll respond back and say, I got your payment. And then I write a check to the daughters, for the amount. But so far there were no charges or fees. I don't know now if they started, charging fees for using Venmo.
Yeah.
I don't think
So
so.
there
but-
was a group account that I found out, but they've discontinued it. So right now, Venmo, as long as it's a personal account, is still free. And then if you wait for the transfer, like they'll charge you if you want the money immediately, but I'm sure we can all wait 2-3 days for
No.
the money to transfer.
Yeah, I usually wait a couple of days and then I'll just write a check. And by the time I deposit it, it's more than,
Right.
enough days.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use Lakeland because one of our members is a manager there. So she's
Okay.
giving us a lot of perks. You know, some things that we have to get charged for, we didn't get charged for because of her and all that. So
Okay, that's good. I mean, just to kind of look online, I found this website, hold on, about Venmo, reasons
Oh.
not to use it. And then there was another page here. Oops, hold on. Thing is popping up. So this was specific to Zelle, how nonprofits can use Zelle. So if you want, I can share these links. There's a lot of information online. And, you know, take it with a grain of salt, you know, this sounds reasonable. You know, I don't know how accurate it is, but it makes sense. You know, it says not to use the donations because of receipting, but we're not a 501c3. Most people don't ask us for receipts for the donations, or they're going to see their email and have it in their transaction history of what they sent the transaction for. So I don't know that this is truly an issue for us. You know, they mention about the time frame, but you know, like I said, I don't think any of us are making these big transactions and you know, I would think most of us at least have a little buffer. You can wait a couple of days for the money to transfer. Transfer limits, you're capped at $500 a week. Once again, I don't know that we would, you know, would hit that limit either. So, I don't know what they're talking about with the credit card, but anyway.
okay. Yeah, can you share that with us after the meeting, please? Thanks.
Sure. I'll put it in the chat for now, but I will send it in an email as well because there is some useful information. Just gives you things to think about. That's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Were there any other questions either about this or we can move on to another topic?
Okay.
Actually, I just want to give you one little thing that I read, that it said beginning January 1st of 2022, third-party payment providers will be required to send users a form 1099K.
Yeah.
And it said, while this rule applies to most third-party payment networks, Zelle is not subject to this law. So that's just another thing that you might want to think about as far as, you know, if you're using Venmo or Cash App, that's the other one that they had stated, that you might be getting a form 1099K where it's being reported to the IRS. Anything over $600.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Yeah.
I mean, the other thing is how many, you know, you're collecting your dues. Your dues are $50, $60. I don't know how much each chapter is charging, but you're probably not getting a one-time payment that exceeds $600. Oh, for return. Oh, I have to.
Is it for one time or is it a total of over 600?
I don't,
It
Kelly,
says
did
gross
you?
payments. It's a gross payments that exceed $600. So I'm not exactly sure
what that means. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'd have
don't
to probably
know.
look into it a little bit more.
Okay.
So if all your payments
Or $600 or more, that's gross.
Right.
It's not a one-time.
Yeah.
It's a gross. So for the whole
Correct.
year, if you have more than $600, they're going to 1099K.
But in 2022, it goes up to 20,000. And more than 200 such transactions. Oh, wait, for Cal.
I'm lost.
Oh, that's prior to 2022. I'm sorry. I I wasn't aware of this. This is the problem with not
Yeah,
being.
this just started 2022.
Right,
Okay.
right. So after 20, all right, so I guess it's either 600.
For the whole year. So you don't want to encourage them to Venmo you or.
Right, yeah, that's a good, thanks for mentioning that because I didn't know that.
Yeah, but if you're okay.
It could be for anything though. Like if you take payments for certain things, you never know, it might add up to $600.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
that's,
my
that's
kids
what I'm saying.
Venmo me their some stuff too. So it's like they have to stop now.
Yeah. But it
I'm
did
gonna get a
state,
1099.
yeah, I don't think
Well,
Zelle is part of that. So that might be a you know, a more motivator to use Zelle in place.
Yeah.
I'm totally lost. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm so sorry.
Can you
This
please
is
send us
IRS
this
and
link
taxes.
also?
The only thing I got in the
Thank
mail was
you.
this, and you're showing the form, and I haven't had a chance to even look at the form.
So,
I'm not sure what.
IRS wants a piece of it. That's what
Yeah.
basically
I'm
it
not
is.
gonna get it from, but you're not clicked down to charities and nonprofits. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if yeah.
Yeah, but if the money's coming to a person like me,
Right.
I've been getting dues on my personal account, then I would have to report those and pay taxes on it.
Yeah,
So-
there might be
Or you're
something
gonna have to
do
explain what that is
additional.
for.
Right.
So you don't get taxed. So your accountant is gonna have to question you and you're gonna have to back it up. Why?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
see
gonna
if
do it.
But Dina, why are you on this section? Because up at the top, if you click charities and nonprofits, will something else come up? Because that's what we would use.
I need to look into this. I think this probably, I mean, this is for business and self-employed. You're right. This may not apply to charities.
Right, but
Because there are
There's a
different.
tab. There's a tab, Jean.
there's a
at the
Yeah,
tab.
no, I
beginning.
understand that we are a 501c10 and you have to, so national, unless your gross is more than 20,000, national files the e-postcard for you. And I'm discussing that to get more information to the chapters, but you shouldn't be doing the e-postcards because that is filed by national. Dorothea, I see your hand raised, sorry.
Okay. I'm thinking maybe we should check with Elena Saviolakis, our executive director, because to answer a lot of these questions, because she is very knowledgeable, and it might be a good idea to get back to everyone, or
She does file it. This is true. She does file it.
check with her, because
Yeah, I wasn't aware of the 1099K. I wasn't, we
mean, it
kind of
makes it
did our
difficult.
research, but not,
I'm gonna also ask my accountant, okay?
yeah, that's a
My
great,
cousin is an accountant, so I'll ask him to clear it, all right? And then one of our daughters, our sisters in our chapter, she's an accountant too, so I'll ask her as well. Because she's the one that gave me heads up for the Venmo for 10 for this
okay.
year. So,
Oh, for the 1099?
yeah, because we use
Okay.
Venmo for our charity now, one of our fundraiser, and she pointed it out.
Okay. Okay,
So
good.
I'll ask her for some more information.
Okay, good. And then we can share it with the district. What sounded like a simple question turned into
Yeah, it's not simple anymore.
no, it's
Well,
not.
I don't know. I think, I guess, is Viv still here? I think she did it a few years ago. I don't know if she's still on.
What did I do?
Well, we don't actually get the 1099, right? It doesn't get sent to us. What we get is this. And then I believe you filled it out before, and so has Kay.
No, that's not the form we filled out. That was for keeping our our status at this, in the state level.
Okay. So basically, I do know that we have usually used national. And we haven't had a problem with that. They've done it for us every year, and it hasn't come back to haunt us because we don't make that much money. So I think those few questions, once they get answered, will probably put our minds to rest about how much comes in. And
Okay.
And since we're an organization, you have to keep records of all the deposits, all the checks, all the transactions, and make sure that everything is kosher, because you get audited. You have to justify exactly what happened and where it came from. So it's something to
that-
look into.
well, if we
That's
got
why if you're
audited,
if you're using your personal account, you have to record it.
we
So
shouldn't
that
use-
way you can trace it back for yourself as well. Because
Right.
you're gonna get the 1099K. So you're gonna have to explain it to your accountant why all this money in your account.
Well, you know,
Joanne, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about daughters. We're talking about your own personal. If you're using Venmo, you're gonna personally get a 1099.
Yeah.
You understand? And then you're gonna have to
Yeah.
explain it when you file your own taxes. We're not
But I
talking
think
about
that's
daughters
why,
now.
I think that's why we try not to use our own personal accounts and not to use Venmo.
Right.
I think that's why we don't, for that very reason, because it opens up a door that, I mean, if we had a problem, they would probably contact National, or if you're using Venmo and everything, that's when it comes back to you.
Right.
So I think if you just avoid those two things, but I'd sleep better. Yeah. So,
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. I thank you all for coming. I hope you've gotten something out of this.
oh. I got to see Antonia.
Thank you. Joanne.
My buddy.
Yeah, I think
Hi, everybody.
I just
I'm really
wanna say one last thing.
happy. Oh, sorry, Dorothea.
Oh, okay. Well, it's so nice meeting everyone. This looks like a very nice webinar, but you have quite a few questions, and I really think it's something that you should ask Elena, our executive director, to really help you to straighten out all these questions that you have, because they're very important ones. And I think she would be the one that could help you with all your questions. And you have quite a few, and I think it's important so that you contact Elena, and maybe you can include her in the next webinar.
Mhm.
And ask her the questions that you have.
Sure. Yeah, we can certainly do that. Try to get some of the questions ahead of time too, so we can be prepared with better answers. But I just want to say, I think we have 9 chapters represented here, which is great because we have 11 total. So I'm really pleased to see such a great turnout. And I'll put a plug in for our next webinar, which will be Monday, February 28th. I will send that link out tomorrow. I didn't want to confuse everyone with all these Zoom links. And if you could answer the questions, I emailed it to the presidents and the VPs, so the treasurers here won't know what I'm talking about, but hopefully some of the presidents have seen my email and seen the questions that we want to cover at the membership webinar. Okay. Thank you all so much.
I'll be in an
Thank you.
airplane, so
Good
we'll
night.
Thank you. Nice seeing
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Bye.
You're gonna email us that information, right?
I will. Mhm.
Okay.
Definitely.
Thank you.